Ndugu yangu, the second Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, Pastor Dorcas, and all protocols that have been established before I came to the podium. Na wananchi watukufu, hamjambo tena. Ni furaha yangu kuwa nanyi siku ya leo, na nimekaribishwa vizuri kama vile mlikaribisha ndugu yangu. It's a rare opportunity that the two of us are here sharing a podium. We want to thank you very much, the organizers, for inviting us to this occasion and for enabling us to engage with you. Na nitaanza na kastori kidogo. I was called to politics by times like this. During the Moi era, I had just ended my contract, my second contract as a magistrate, and I decided to go to private practice in '87. And the KANU regime was trying to encroach on the law society. As a young lawyer, together with other young lawyers, we started a movement of resisting being taken over by KANU. Ilikuwa imemeza maendeleo ya wanawake. The name had changed to KANU, maendeleo ya wanawake. KOTU had been swallowed, and Mutukufu expressed publicly that the next institution you'll be taking is the Law Society, because it was vocal. So as young lawyers, when our chairman of the day agreed to a government appointment, we felt that he was now leaning too close to the regime. I became active, organizing and leading to push back. And then I realized that you cannot practice your profession or your business in a vacuum. It is within the social, political, and economic context. And I therefore linked the environment I worked in to the politics of the day. And that's how, from activism within the Law Society, I went on to the wider questions of governance in the country. The rest is history. Here I am, still practicing. I'm still practicing the two professions, politics and law, and they intersect very well, because as a lawyer, you are taught to represent. As a litigation lawyer, which I was largely, you articulate the issues of your people. In politics, it's the same thing. So, I don't know, it's not 30 years, it's almost 40 years. Here I am, still at it, and instead of the Moi dark days, we've now gone 360 degrees back to where we came from, and this is not dark days. This is total eclipse. Total eclipse. I don't remember anywhere during the Moi era other than the Wagala massacre, which was over a period of time, not a single day, where 60 or more people are killed in a single day, and it goes on and it's countrywide. I've said other than the Wagala massacre, even when there was Sabasaba and such things, we never had large mass deaths that are repeated, a system that is unrepentant, almost rejoicing, and adding insult to injury. Shoot to kill. And the Mtukufu of the day echoes the words. Then when he finds the UN is complaining, is asking for accountability, he says shoot in the leg, as though you don't die when you're shot in the leg. Rex Masai was shot in the leg, and he died. So many have died. A gunshot on any part of the body can actually finish you, depending on where. So asking that people be shot, unarmed people, it's a criminal offense. And this is a guy whose case at The Hague never finished, because the witnesses walimalizwa moja kwa moja, compromised, finished, all disappeared, and some were compromised and went away. So we are saying we are living in very bad times. Moi era, we didn't have the 2010 constitution. Now we have a constitution which is so explicit and which has all but been suspended. I am happy to be talking to you because in diaspora, you actually think about Kenya. Sometimes I think that you worry more than some of the people living in the country. The questions you ask, the support you send, and like my brother has said, you are the ones subsidizing the effects of bad governance. When there was NHIF, you sent less money for treatment. With the chief mischief, you are now the ones shouldering the burden of health. With the defunding of education, you are the ones shouldering the burden. With the irregular remittances of support money for the aged over 70, and with those who have not yet to be registered and are not being registered, you're the ones supporting your families. So you're doing a lot, and you still worry about governance. All those telephone calls, what's going on, what's happening in this and that place. So I'm talking to people who worry about Kenya, and we are asking you, word of mouth. You have more votes than in your pocket. A few of you are registered to vote. Others have not been registered because those who register are not bringing it to where you are. Sometimes you have to travel long distances. We have not, as a country, fulfilled our promise to the diaspora, a promise that is in the Constitution of Kenya, because we ought by now to have progressively made it possible for everybody in diaspora to register at a point near them. Even if not in every state, there should be a point in every cluster where you people can register, and it is possible for the officers doing the registration to move around to those places. It is possible to appoint returning officers on the election day, credible returning officers to man the various stations. I don't see that being fulfilled now, but it's a promise we make that we will fulfill. So what's wrong with Kenya? We have a constitution, hardworking people. Kenya doesn't have a problem of revenue. It's a problem of misapplication of that revenue, an expenditure problem, physical indiscipline, going to pamper a small ruling elite when essential services are not being attended to. We have never failed to renew motor vehicles and get the latest guzzlers for the ruling elite. We are renovating State House with more money than a brand new better State House can be built on. We are renovating the DP's office. We are doing things that are crazy. We are spending 4.5 billion to make Bomas of Kenya a hotel, as though it is a priority at a time we are saying we cannot afford 1 billion shillings for examinations for our children. Our priorities are upside down. In one word, what is wrong with Kenya is governance. If you want to correct the economy, correct governance. And what is governance is how we do things. It's about a foundation of the rule of law, following the rules that we make. Even here we have unspoken rules. Only one person can speak at a time. If we are all speaking, we can't hear one another. So for a club called Kenya, the rules that we make for governance are the laws of Kenya, beginning with the Constitution, and then the laws under it. If we follow that, imagine the Constitution as a whole chapter on how to apply finances, on how to apply the revenue collected. It has a whole chapter on the leadership that is fit to steer the country's affairs. It has Article 10 that gives us the principles, the values and principles of governance: inclusivity, respect for human rights, transparency, accountability. I do not have to say all of them. Mwelekeo tumepewa, lakini masikio hatuna. Tuna macho hayaoni, masikio tunayo lakini hasikii. We are doing the opposite. That's why it should even not be one term, maybe no term. You know? Especially with the killing going on. How much more blood do we have to shed? We must be thinking. That's why when my brother came over, we spoke and we said, this is not about us. This is about the country. And we agreed that we have to unite, not just the two of us. The two of us, and then we go out and look for others. And when I went to pay a return visit to Amunyoro, you saw it was Kenya, not me. Because we need everybody. This job of liberating Kenya cannot be done, not by one party, not by one leader, but by all people of goodwill speaking together. And that is why in the People's Liberation Party, the clarion call is unite, liberate. Without unity of purpose, you cannot liberate. We have unity of purpose. And that unity of purpose has given Kenyans hope. Ile shimo tuko, people are beginning to lose hope. But the moment they have seen a coming together, na hatujajaza, the doors are open for more to come in. People have seen hope. That hope is represented in the manner they are coming out, where the united opposition goes. It tells you people are eager. They keep telling us, you got to stick together. Because that's where the hope lies. With a thieving person in charge, with the person who does not care about rules, you have to have a flood of votes to overcome. We are telling him, hata Kasongo mwenyewe akiwa the chair of IEBC, bado tutambwaga. You see? Hata akiwa commission yote, bado tutamweza. But we have to stick together. Yes, we are many candidates. And in case you hadn't known, I'm vying for the presidency. I said, I'm done with running mate business, having finished that era in 2022. But I am also ready if in the unlikely event another person is chosen as a candidate, I will subordinate my and support without being a running mate. Because Kenya is bigger than anyone. But for now, I am working so hard and I'm gonna work day and night to be that candidate. But with in mind that Kenya is bigger than any one of us. Because if the whole problem is governance, is about rule of law, I think I got those qualifications. I think I have lived that upholding the rule of law and good governance. And those are the reasons why I resigned from a government that was better led than the current one. From a cabinet position in the Kibaki government, leaving money, power, and privilege, but going with a lighter burden on my shoulders, feeling I am not doing what I should not be doing for the people. Let us remember, we just don't want a change of name. It is not the name that is the problem. it is the way things are done. We've got to effect this change purposely. We've got to look at the menu in front and say, whom shall we send? All of us are doing a great job. My brother is doing a great job, mobilizing, waking up the people, coming up with very witty slogans. One time, from insider knowledge, he's delivering sucker punches. I was telling him that the last one, when he told him, you are angry, I see you are very angry, but Kenyans are more angrier than you. That was a knockout punch. And each one of my other brothers, everybody has something useful they are doing, something unique. But we want to look at the totality and say, whom shall we send? So each one of us will market themselves. We'll all market our parties. And when we talk of parties, let me tell you something. I talked of governance. But political parties are very important in the governance of a country because they are the network that mobilizes the people on a platform. And I'll begin by saying PLP, we are social democrats. So we are people-centered. And we believe that on a foundation of rule of law, you must look back and uplift the vulnerable. I'll not go on beyond that. I just wanted to say, political parties are so important. And I'll urge those of you here, join a party of your choice. I'll obviously tell you PLP, but while recognizing that there are many parties, join a party of your choice. Do not be a spectator. Why? A government is as good as the political party that forms it. A political party that has no governance, has no structures, a political party that adopts corruption as one of their ways, a political party that has authoritarianism will get a government just like it. I'll just tell you, UDA is a voluntary party. And it has formed a voluntary government. I'll give you a contra. And the same it was with KANU, by the way, and other parties which I will not mention because they were run by friends. The only party that had a semblance of good governance was Mwai Kibaki's DP. It was called by people the gentleman's party. What they meant is that it was so orderly, it didn't look like a political party. By the way, when I was rigged out of party elections in 1992, September the 12th, because I remember, I immediately moved to DP by the 2nd of October, and elections were called. And I was able to defeat the people I found in DP because everything was done above board. That was Mwai Kibaki. And that's how come he ran a good government the first term especially. Things started going south towards the end of the first term election period, 2007. And then when we got the grand coalition, or was it grand corruption government, that, you know, I'm telling you from insider, the way now Rigi can speak to you as an insider. You know, he delivers truths from knowledge. Like I remember about a year ago or 2 years ago, Chief Justice Emeritus Mutunga and several others made a statement when Boniface Mwangi was abducted. And from information we said there is a killer squad of assorted security agencies, and we explained. Rikichi has explained it better than us. He's even given us the figures that it has just slightly over 100 people. You know, that's from insider, just like Muturi did on abductions. In fact, Muturi will be my witness in the Law Society case because they keep denying, yet he has insider information. I'm just telling you that having people who have inside knowledge is very important. I had inside knowledge of the Kibaki government, and I can tell you that it ran well until we stopped caring about the law, and that happened especially in 2000, after the coalition government came, and I lasted just for 1 year before leaving. Because it has to be, you don't want things done which later you cannot explain. You can't be part of it and then deny it. So we are having a problem. The issue is governance, and political parties do matter. Kindly, you can make that party you join a party that is well run by speaking out. You can make sure that that party has good policies by impacting on the policies. You can also support that party through donations. And when many people support, you do not have to spoil your budget. You just give the little money you could have. You forgo your coffee for a day, and you give that small donation. Help us get Kenyans to know that parties should be given, not giving out. You know, we've got to get away from that handout culture. Help us through word of mouth for people to know. And those who do not have money, you still can give. Give your time. It is money. Volunteer in cash and in kind, and through word of mouth. So I want to say that there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you're doing. We still expect so much of you. We are going to build Kenya together. And please link political parties with governance. If we don't do that, I could list parties that are large but have bad governance, that even if they were to go in, they will go in limping. We have to be ready. What changes do we want? We have to focus on institutions. Imagine the three arms of government are the worst in terms of governance. The judiciary, even about using money in a reckless manner. If you check how they are doing their buildings and all that. If you go to the executive, worst. You go to parliament, terrible. Those who want to be members of parliament, those who want to join politics and be leaders, let it be a calling to serve. These days, parliament is a glamour job. It has 6 figures, not like the 5,000 I got as salary in 1993. Together with Marupurupu ilikuwa 19,000. My politics was being supported by my legal office, by my practice. Today it's a glamour job. People are coming for the money, but abandoning the job. When they get there, they become tenderpreneurs. For parliament, they become national tenderpreneurs. Instead of going to parliament, there's no quorum on any day. They are going to check on their tenders. The MCAs are doing so at the county level. The MPs are busy nibbling at CDF, you see? And the senators are just salivating. So now, they have no money. So now they're asking for money to be able to oversight. That's why you have a salary. Even this thing of allowance, when you pay good money, you should stop allowance because it's double payment. We will have to restructure salaries. Restructure in such a way that even when a civil servant goes to a workshop, they are not paid money. You are still at work. We have monetized everything. Our God has become money. We have forgotten others. And we have this entitlement. Those who are in office think that more should come to them, even when their brothers are starving. That is not good governance. Let's think about it. You can help us. You can help us prepare for the changes, because change is coming, mind you. Change is coming. Yeah. And we must do it together. I want to leave time for questions. There are many things I could tell you, but I'll give you 5 things that we are focusing on in PLP, the 5 pillars. One of them is rule of law, because if we do not have rule of law, if we do not kill impunity by real-time enforcement, by ensuring the law applies to everyone across the board, then all that we'll be doing will go to waste. Our wish for better governance will be zero. You see, it will be useless. Number 2, it is the economy. On that foundation of the rule of law, an economy that works for everyone. Taxation should never be a punishment. It's a contribution for the services you get. And one of the principles of taxation is to tax people what they can afford. You cannot tax people until working people can no longer feed their children, can no longer take their children to school, are having their houses repossessed and their cars. That is not taxation, that's extraction. And the last time we had extractive regimes that were unapologetic was the colonial era. We do not want an extractive regime. We want taxes people can afford. Abolishing the housing levy and any other punitive tax. Without going into details, also ensuring that Article 43 on basic needs is implemented. That people have access to education, universal access to education and universal access to health in all public institutions. We can afford it, we just have to seal the leakages. If you see the money we lose every day to corruption and every year, we don't even need all of it to give those services. And also start by using the money already allocated well, because all these institutions, the schools, the hospitals, there are leakages you cannot imagine. Investing in agriculture. Why should we stay hungry and we have arable land? Support farmers, and especially those small-scale farmers. Support our SMEs, if it's jobs, because we must give the youth jobs. Our SMEs currently are listed as 7.4 million. Imagine if they were supported and they increased jobs by 2. Those would be 15 million jobs. We would have gone a long way into solving the joblessness. When you support a company, like I saw a policy which is there today, that companies who invest over 3 billion will be given a tax holiday for 20 years. How many people can a company of 3 billion employ? If you gave those holidays or consideration to SME sector only, you are most dependable. Even when they close, they will still open again. They go nowhere, and their money circulates in Kenya. A foreign company, their money goes where? I don't want to talk too much about it. I just wanted you to know the areas we are looking at and much more. May God bless you. May you support us, and may you support me to take Kenya to the next level. Asanteni.
So we'll take one question from a gentleman.